Happy Transformer Tuesdays. I'm so excited to be coming at you today with this figure right here. We got a little bit of Beast Wars action going. This here is Generations Legacy Sandstorm, which itself is a repaint of the Kingdom Scorponok figure. Scorponok from Kingdom was a remake of the Beast Wars figure and character, and Sandstorm was a repaint of the original Scorponok Beast Wars figure from the 90s for a Botcon exclusive figure way back in the day. And I remember being a kid in the 90s with my dial-up internet, waiting a minute or two just to load up a picture of this guy online to just drool over him, because this figure was one of my most wanted. Like, I thought it was just the coolest thing ever with those awesome oranges, my favorite color. The original figure had these great translucent oranges. It looks so beautiful. This figure right here is is so awesome because it's a modern day accessible version of a convention exclusive figure. And talk about accessible. I got this guy at a discount store for $6 about a year ago. So that is so flippin' cool. And I love this guy. It is a fun figure. It's got great articulation. The colors just pop. I love it so much. We get this wonderful deep orange, this beautiful sandy tan. We get the bright orange accents and the poppin' purple with the legs there and the claw. We get the B missile like we originally had, and missiles in the other claw. Now these are not actual missiles that shoot out or anything, but they are little things that peg in there, and it's just use a regular port, so you can plug those into other things or plug other stuff into his claws. And there's some decent sculpting in there too. But yeah, I like how that looks there. Very fun. And if we look in his other claw, we get a pair of double missiles, and those do come out. I find those ones are a little bit more secure, but those just kind of snap in there. Really cool. A lot of great articulation for this figure. I feel like his stature's off. He should be taller. His legs should be bigger, but I think they're just short because of how they have his transformation, and they couldn't get him any bigger. But it'd be great if we could get him, just like maybe even a quarter-inch would be perfect, but or at least serviceable. But he's really cool. Good articulation. Legs move up and down there like that, up and down like that. We got a little bit of a thigh swivel there too, knees up and down, and because of transformation we got great ankle tilting there. Like, pretty insane leg articulation, honestly. At the shoulder here we can go all the way around, so 360 there. You can also move this up and down, so you really good. And then you got a swivel there too, right at the bicep there, you also good. And then elbow there up and down, and then the wrist spins around and the claws open up. So you're really solid as far as moving this fella around. And the head can't go crazy, but it is just on ball joints, so you can roll it around in any direction and tilt it up a tiny bit, and you can't really tilt it down at all. Great looking head though. We get a little bit more of that light orange there on the mouth. Great deep red there in the eyes, which we don't see anywhere else. And then that bright orange there too. So very cool. I like him a lot. So yeah, let's get him into his scorpion mode, and look at that sucker. Let's get his arms folded like this here. Just kind of get him out of the way. It don't really matter what you do with the claws because you fiddle with that later. But we just tucking stuff out of the way. Now we're gonna push these up like that. So that's good. Just get that out of the way there. And then we're gonna kind of pop the chest open here. And I want to point out there's wonderful detailing inside there, which is going to get completely covered up. It's only there to look at when you transform him, but it looks so good. And there's just great sculpting on the figure here. And with that open, you're going to grab a hold of them kind of at the groin here, and we're going to be doing some with this area. So grab it like that and just kind of take this area and pull back and forward at the same time, and this is going to kind of pop open and swing down. So that's pretty nice. Now we're going to spin this around this way, so the legs are now kind of out like that. See what I'm talking about there? Now, I just take this time, but there's no real exact time, but I always take this time right here to spin these legs around that I'd fiddled with before and get them properly aligned facing the right way, because I had them tucked in. So get them like that. Now we're going to pull this section all the way back, even more so, and we're going to see the scorpion head there. So he's a little kind of hard to get out, but just kind of tuck him in and pull him out, yank that out, and you can see there's some good detail in there too, and that's always covered up as well, but just really cool. And we're just going to kind of bring that down, and you can kind of see what's going on. So with this part that's kind of swung out here and loose, you're going to bring this tail section down, and you'll see this area here is going to kind of lock in with all this. It's not going to lock in, but it's going to kind of feel like it goes in there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I can feel it right there. We're good. Now we're going to spin the leg here around, and I'm talking about like right there, you see. And here's what we're doing. We're going to take this up, and we're sliding the leg up into the tail here. And this right here is going to go into that hole. And I always have to fiddle with this a little bit, just because it's never super easy and clean for me. So watch, I'm going to do it perfectly right here. But hold on one second. Alright, so it's just aligned right there. It's kind of click into place, slide it in, boom, and yeah, you get that little bit of a click. And that's how you know it's perfect in there. And then you pull this up and just kind of tab it in, and you hear that click as that kind of pops right in there, and it's like, ooh, so snug. It feels real nice. And now we're going to do the thing with the leg here. So this is kind of cool, but what we're doing is we're pretty much just tucking the leg into place. So fold that back and then move the foot in, and you're just kind of pushing and tucking this inside the body there. And like there's no like click for this. This doesn't really latch into anything. It just kind of it just kind of sits there. At least I haven't been able. I never got it to do a thing. Maybe it does it a little bit more fancy, but I just never got it there. But yeah, you just kind of tuck that head in, and the head gets kind of tucked in down into the leg there. These are up under the insect head there. Not insect, arachnid, you know what I mean. And here's a wonderful detail I like is we can see the Predacon symbol imprinted right there on the shoulder inside of the arm there. That's a really cool detail I like a lot. So that's pretty much him. Now we just gotta fiddle with these legs here and put everything back into place. And if these legs don't support them, they pretty much just kind of go down to the point where they can reach the ground and touch. But yeah, that's what we're working with there as far as the guy in his beast mode. And let me bring the camera down so you can just see him a little bit better. He looks good. He definitely looks better from above, like a higher angle. It's a good looking figure. Like it's a cool looking scorpion. I dig him. It's so creepy with those beady red scorpion eyes and those vicious looking things. Oof. Really cool. But again, looks a little funky dead on from the front. Absolutely miserable underneath. Like, it's a little bit of a kibble mess, but again, that's just sort of resting there in place. And I always feel like I'm supposed to do something with this, like maybe this leg is supposed to tuck in under here, and maybe it does, but I can't figure out how to do it. I really feel like if you could, it would look a lot better. Yeah, so I could never get that in there, but you know, maybe you can. If you know what to do to tuck that in or get that flush, leave me a comment in there. But otherwise, I think I'm doing the transformation right. It's been a while, and I don't have the instructions anymore. I looked in my little binder in the box I had it in, where I keep my instructions. I couldn't find it, but I wanted to double check it before the video here. But yeah, I pull them out and mess with them every now and again, and I've never had trouble transforming them. That's just a little thing that I've never been able to figure out and or can't remember what to do with. But otherwise, really cool. And let's show you how to transform him back into his robot mode from the Scorpion. But before I do, I just want to point out, like, I really love the coloring here, because you can see how there's just a little bit a darker color paint on his back there, and how it kind of fades. There's this great fading effect here that we get going on, just like we have on this part of the arm. I like it a lot. Looks really good. I'm not really going over the articulation in this mode, because all you have are these ball joint things right here, and the middle legs are just stuck together. But yeah, there's really not much in articulation in the bug mode. So let's just get him back, and we're pretty much doing what we did in reverse. So we're taking this leg and untucking it and pulling it down, and we're going to take this right here and just pull that up and pull this back, and that whole thing gets a little loose. Pull this up forward, tuck the scorpion head in there, and we're going to push that back down. And this doesn't lock into anything with the head in there, it just sort of rests in place. Now let's flip these legs all around here. Get that all tucked in. Let's straighten the legs out here. The robot legs, not the insect legs. And now here's something I want to point out, because this is a little bit tricky here. But this bit right here, when we're pushing and tucking this in, now the chest won't close even if you have it where you think it goes. It's got to do this little bit of a click. Okay, so I was having a little bit of trouble with this, and I always have to fiddle with it. And I'm muting the music because I want you to be able to hear this as I do it. So when you get this in there, you're going to be pushing it forward and in, but also back, and you're gonna hear a click. You hear that? You got to hear that, and if you don't hear that, it's not going to lock into place. You're not going to be able to shut it proper. It's just going to be getting in the way. Even if you get it like sort of there, it won't be there. You got to hear that click. So get it in there, push it back, but it's going to lock in and sort of click in the back there. And that's what I'm talking about. So that's something you got to be a little bit tricky with. That's probably the most difficult part of transforming this figure here, I find, besides the beast form with that little bit of a gap behind his tail there when you're tucking the legs in. That's the thing for the beast mode transformation that's tough. But for the robot transformation, that's what I find difficult, is the pushing that in and locking it into place to get the chest closed. But again, you know, we're just going to fiddle around, because I'm sure these legs came undone and out of place from wherever you might have tucked them in when you were pushing that in. So get those in place, and then just push these down as you would, and just move his arms how you like, and you're ready to start having fun in robot mode. This guy's really cool. I like him a lot. I think you would like him a lot too if you pick him up, especially if you can find him at one of these discount prices or anything. If you can still find him out there in the wild, I imagine he's been cleared out of the place. But this is really cool. And in fact, hold on one second. So nice I bought him twice. Here's a fun little comparison shot. Here we have the Takara Beast Wars versus Scorponok repaint of the Kingdom figure, which is so very cool and about as cartoon original accurate as you can get without going masterpiece level. I love that so much. And right here we have that legacy figure here, homaging the convention exclusive, and I just love it so much. You can definitely see the differences in them. The big one that stands out is just the color, of course, but the head sculpt, which is easy to overlook if you're just looking at the figure in a vacuum, but if you take them in with the other figure too, you can see right away, oh yeah, they're using his mask mutant head that the original figure had. And that's what's so much fun about him and gives him extra personality and character that stands outside of just being a complete knockoff of Scorponok himself. And again, orange is like my favorite color, so I'm a sucker for that. This is just cool. And we have a very realistic, deserty looking scorpion. So very cool. Like, this is a great figure, but that's not what we're looking at today. We're looking at this fella and just how much joy he sparks in the soul. And I don't know about you, but for me, it's filling up the whole bottle. So thanks for joining me. I had a blast pulling this guy out of the box and fiddling around with him, and I hope you had fun joining along with me.